Hey guys, just wanted to let you know this video you're about to see. I had a live feed on St. Patrick's Day, and it was going great. We were like 3 hours into it, and all of a sudden, Team Skeptic showed up. He wanted to hang out, so I got him on the channel, and we had a nice conversation. We talked for over an hour, and here it is, the whole thing in full. Enjoy. Bam!
Hey man,
Oh, dude.
take the link out of the chat, bro.
Oh yeah.
I mean, this is StreamYard, so you can leave people in the back, but nah, don't trust these people.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying the auditors. I'm saying that there's people out there that will porn bomb you. Just don't do it.
No, I got
What,
you.
man?
Hey, how's it going, dude?
Damn, thought we have to start yelling at you in Florida mananese.
Oh man, I'm telling you, ever since I've been living out here, it's just been, I don't know, getting used to the heat.
Yeah, man, I'm loving your content, man. Loving your content. Sorry, I don't have my camera set up. I'm actually going to be recording a video here in a bit.
No, that's fine, man. That's cool. I like your logo, man.
It's my flat Earth logo. I got to remake one, but I don't use After Effects anymore. I use DaVinci Resolve, so I've got to figure out how to do that on DaVinci Resolve. I can do it on After Effects pretty easy. But.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm used to it because, you know, that old one of Calvin and Hobbes where he's peeing on whatever team is in your city, the other team. Oh, man.
Except that team's on my planet, you know? Like, get off my planet, bitch.
Right? Oh, man. So, anyway, welcome, man. It's good to have you in here. Like, I guess I hit the big time now.
Oh, man. I hit the big time. I'm on your stream. Shit. I've been dreaming about this for months and years now, for almost a decade, to get on your stream. So,
oh man, that's beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. You have no idea. No, but for real though, it's good to talk to you like this, man. It's let's wait. I'm trying to look at the chat too. But
hey,
yeah,
will you do me a favor?
Yeah, what's up?
At the end of this, I'm gonna send you my community service form for my probation officer. Will you just sign me off at least 1 or 2 hours for having this conversation with you? I mean, this conversation has got to count towards some kind of community service, right? I mean, you only have like 2,000 subscribers. I'm kind of dipping my toes in the shallow end of the pool right here, just playing it safe. No, man, I love your stuff, man. You've got a future ahead of you, bro. You got a future ahead of you. I like what you do. I like that you're the biggest thing. I'll tell you what, man, is the one thing that's going to make you popular. Okay, is that you're very likable, and your personality is very unique. You know, like it doesn't feel like you're putting on a show that I'm sure if I hung out with you, I'm sure it'd be a little different because we all put on a show when we're on camera, but it wouldn't be like I would be hanging out with this completely different guy. You know, what you put out seems unique and genuine, and it's likable, and it's why I've been, you know, in your chat for the past couple of days while you've been doing those live streams. It's not just because you're covering delete laws. Like, I think that's hilarious. Like when he said indestructible paper, I was like, what? Yeah. And then you called it. I was like, did y'all hear that? I was like, God damn it. Yes, I did.
That dude,
like,
he's, oh God.
And then $25 to sell it, man. Come on, bro. Can you not like tell everybody you're begging for money? Like, if you're really that well off, and that's the way he portrays himself, like he doesn't need this, he's just doing it for the people, then give it away for free. Give it away for free.
And this is what's great. This is the free version. I printed it out earlier and then burned it on the live stream. It was great. I printed out 3 copies. It was, anyone who's in here will see, I went outside, I burned it. It was great. And I showed it on the stream. But yeah, this is what he sells for $25. But you could print it out for $15. But one time only, if you were watching his live stream, it'd give you the secret code to print it out.
Right.
And so I printed it out and I burned it so everybody could watch me do that. That was fun. You know, a nice little part of our St. Patrick's Day celebration. I got my other part of the St. Patrick's Day celebration right here. So I'm ready to go, man. We're having a good time. I got my green hat. Whatever.
Yeah, what is that hat? Is that a Flappy Bird's hat?
This is Perry the Platypus.
Oh, Perry the Platypus. Okay.
Yeah, he's a spy. He's from, oh man, Phineas and Ferb.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you know, I told the story earlier. You weren't in here yet. How this became my trademark was actually purely an accident. I was when I first started this channel like 10 years ago, I had a whole bunch of videos just sitting on my computer, just random nonsense. If you look back, it's a lot of crap on my channel, but I needed an icon. So the only picture I had of myself on my computer at that time was one with me wearing this hat. So I made that my icon, and over time that sort of became like, that's my trademark. That's my thing. I always got on the hat. And then I started wearing it on purpose because, hey, everyone knows me as the guy with the stupid Perry the Platypus hat. And that's it. So now that's my thing.
That's cool.
And it's not because I'm bald. See?
Yeah, I saw you take your hat off the other day, man. You're not bald at all. You got a good head of hair.
I took it off earlier because somebody was in the chat and I was getting serious with them. So I'm like, all right, let's get real.
I'm going to be honest with you, man. You look sharp without the hat, too. You really do. Hold on. I have a phone call. Hey, I'm not going to leave the chat. I'm just going to mute myself while I take this call. It's family. So let me.
Do what you got to do, man. I appreciate that you showed up, man. That's great. Thank you.
Yeah. Mr. Diddy, no, I didn't make it on Resolve. I made it on After Effects. But I'll be right back, guys.
All right. Now that was an unsuspected, wonderful surprise that he showed up and came to visit us. And so anyway, what else we got going on in the chat? Let's see. I was going to take the link out of here because I'm not trying to get in trouble. I think Skeptic made a good point. Let's see, where is it? Got to scroll back to something that I put. Oh, here we go. Remove. Boom. All right, there you go. That way I don't have to worry about it. It's gone now. All right, let's see. Looks like an Angry Bird. That's what everyone says. A lot of people say that it's an Angry Bird hat, but it's not. It's just a good old-fashioned Perry the Platypus. Yeah, I got rid of it. The link's gone now. Can you delete it? Yes, I did. I got it. I got it gone. Have I covered Spanky Pants? No, I have not. So far, I've done DirectD twice now. I've done Auditing America. But say, because Selmo and Real Fake News Mike guy, whatever, with the whisk, Fake Mike Real News. Those two were together, so it's just Auditing America video. So I did both of them. I did a video of Silence Boy with Casey Camera Boy, and then Casey Camera Boy threatened to sue me for using his video, which of course is a joke, and of course nothing happened from that. Let's see what happened after that. Who else did I do? Oh, One Stop 14th Amendment Audit Shop. I did him because he was talking crap about how happy he was when Schrodinger died. So I did a video on him. The very first, like I've been doing sovereign citizen videos for a while now and frauditor videos, but the one that really set me off and made me do this specific format was when Tyrant Slayer put in his community post talking trash about Schrodinger and saying, oh, he must have been a meth head and he died from the meth overdose and all this other nonsense. So I decided to just cover him. And that video, it's actually kind of cringy when I look at it now, but I made that video out of anger. I was so mad at him for talking about Schrodinger the way he did that I just tore into him. And the whole video is just basically me, like, I play like 2 seconds of this video, then I pause it and I talk for like 10 minutes just yelling at the guy. And then I play like another 5 seconds of this video, and then I pause it again and I start and because I was so mad. But that was so much fun to make. And the editing and everything, like, whether or not the content, dealing with these guys and getting the headaches and dealing with these frauditors, but actually physically editing and making videos, this is what I love. I have a degree in film and video production. That's what I went to school for. That's my passion. It's been my passion for a long time, that and music. And so having this platform, this YouTube platform, to do that. I just love editing so much. It's such a big part of, just who I am. And so this just gave me it was fun for me to do it as far as the actual physical work of making the video. I love that stuff. Silence Boy is a piece of shit. Yes, he is. All I thought was do not click. Oh yeah, my link. Let's see. Confidential informant for the LAPD. Some people have been saying that about Silence Boy. Let's see. You should have heard what he said about Nicole. Yeah, I don't want to get into that. That's bad stuff. Nobody's ever truly banned from social media except the last president of the United States, Donald Trump. Yeah, people don't want to hear from him on social media anymore, right? I hate Spanky Pants the most. Tyrant Slayer is a tool. I saw your video. I have a guitar channel, musician for over 50 years. Now you're talking, man. You see my videos, all my music. Well, I mean, obviously, if there's a song on there that you've heard before, I didn't write it, but the majority of the music on there I wrote, and I'm a guitar player mostly. I hate auditors that press charges on people. Well, that was the whole thing that caused the whole Silence Boy idiot incident, because he's an idiot. So I just said that, because he's going in there and he's doing his thing, whatever. And he sees this woman that's a street vendor on the corner, and he ends up getting her arrested for harassing him because he went up to her. Oh, hey, what's up, brother? How you doing?
Sorry, just had to take that phone call, family stuff. So,
hey, no.
Yeah, are you talking about Silence Boy?
I was talking.
Man,
about it.
I'm gonna tell you something. Look,
yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something. I have not spoke on this yet, and I want to speak on it here to start. And I'm gonna tell you why this is an issue. Okay. Because I made this comment on, I believe, Familia's coverage on it, and then people were like, "Oh, they were trying to shit on me." And I'm gonna explain something to people out there, right? So all these people that love to watch people like you, right? Because you cover primarily First Amendment auditors. All these people that love to watch people like you, and they celebrate people like Silence Boy getting taken off the YouTube, and other people getting hit with, channels being deleted and this and that. And they see that as a win. They're like, yeah, win. Well, guess who's fucking next, right? When they get done with them, guess who's next? You are. Little by little, they're taking away your content, like your sources for your content, right? You're just taking it away. And then at the same time, they're doing it because the what they're doing it for is a good cause, right? Like Silence Boy deserves to be taken off the internet. He does. Right. Absolutely, because he broke that law. But I've been saying this for years. It started with Flat Earth, all right? Here's how Flat Earth started, why it started creeping down, because you had people like Nathan Thompson who were harassing NASA employees during their break. You had people like Nathan Thompson who were harassing children on playgrounds. You had all these flat earthers that were then began harassing the general public. Now, YouTube doesn't like that. YouTube doesn't want that on their platform, right? They even spoke about flat earth in Congress because they were like, this is becoming an issue and we're just allowing YouTube to put it up. And they brought YouTube in. Susan Wojcicki spoke about this, and they said, what are you doing to combat misinformation, disinformation, and harassment that goes on your platform, right? Like harassing the public. So YouTube has to do something. What'd they do? They started fucking censoring Flat Earth. They started removing channels that were being harassing, like people that were, engaging the public and causing a scene. People that were breaking the law. Okay, you're breaking the law on YouTube, they will remove your channel.
Yes. So
this censorship, if we encourage this censorship, okay, and we start making up excuses and saying, oh, yeah, but it's a First Amendment auditor, let's get them off. Well, let me tell you something. That's going to come back on me, and that's going to come back on Hezekiah. The people that you like to watch, it's going to come back on us, okay, because that's limiting freedom of speech. This is why I say auditors are an issue. I fight against auditors, not because I don't believe in the First Amendment, but because I believe they represent a direct threat to the First Amendment.
Yes.
Because of people like Silence Boy. So what happens is you get a community event that happens, a beloved person in the community, just some innocent lady who then becomes the victim of this stupidity. And what eventually YouTube will get notified of this. And YouTube's going to ask themselves, wait, are we allowing our platform? Are we allowing these people to just walk up to other people and assault them on the road and have them arrested? Normal working people? Why is this happening? And then they find out, oh, because he's a First Amendment auditor. Now you have TYT talking about First Amendment auditors. Now you have InfoWars talking about the what's it called? The sovereign citizens, talking about you don't need driver's license to drive around anymore. It's part of their right. These are big news agencies, or alt media, really, that's pushing these, and that's making it more aware to YouTube. Now YouTube will start reacting to this. They did it in Flat Earth. They will do it here. I've been saying this for a long time. If you're an auditor, okay, stop harassing the public. Stop harassing. You don't understand. It might be cool now. You might think that, oh man, I get a whole bunch of views from all these people that are all, no, those people, they're not your, they don't like you. Okay. Silence Boy. They don't like you. Yep. Here's what they like. They like that interaction they're getting from you. This is the same reason that people and anybody that wants to challenge me on this, by all means, step up to the plate and get your shit pushed in, because that's exactly what's going to fucking happen. I know this whole system. Okay. And if you really want to go look at precedents here, go look at prank channels. SoFlo Antonio. All right. Everybody knows the SoFlo Antonio. I'm sure you saw his prank videos on Facebook. He used to be super popular on YouTube. They took his ability to do this away from him. All right, he still has a channel. They didn't delete him, but go look to see if he puts out any videos and how many views he gets when he does put out a video. 1,000? He has like 1 million subs. Ugh. And it's because YouTube will take that away from you. They are not the government. They do not owe you anything. They will take it away from you. So when I stand up and I say, I don't want to see these auditor channels just get shut down, I don't. Because that's going to set a precedence to shut my channel down and shut his channel down. Yeah. And you, as the viewer, the one that's celebrating all these people's channels going down, you're going to be stuck watching Nick Cannon, Will Smith, the things you're avoiding to watch shit on YouTube. That's what we need to fight against. We need to stand up against First Amendment auditors because they represent that direct threat. Silence Boy's example is the prime example of a threat to the First Amendment. And what does he do it in? He says he does it because of the First Amendment. This is why I stand up against these guys. All right? Because look, the harassing part, I can get over that. I've been harassed all my life. I don't give a shit about that. Grow the fuck up. Yeah, a police officer shouldn't have to do it, but it's going to happen. Like, I'm sorry. Remove the cameras. Guess what? A police officer is still going to get harassed. It's just going to happen. Okay? Yeah. We don't need First Amendment auditors encouraging this to happen. No. And that's where YouTube will step in and say, no, take this off of our platform. And people like Long Island Audits, who's having this great success right now. Good for him. Great success as a YouTuber. Good for him. Good for him. Enjoy it while it lasts, because they're going to take that away from you any day now. And when you look back, you're going to be able to thank Glenn Serio, Silence Boy, yourself, Long Island Audits, yourself, every one of you that have been arrested multiple times and put those videos on YouTube. You're gonna be the reason that we all get silenced, that we get censored. The same thing happened in Flat Earth. And these people don't get it. They don't get it. If you're a First Amendment auditor, stop being that way.
Yeah, I agree, man. And I understand exactly what you're saying, dude. It's just, you covered a lot there. But I mean, seriously, for me, it's always been more of like the idea of exactly what you're saying. Like what these guys are doing, especially, again, when they audit just individuals on the street, private businesses, this and that. It's too much. It's too far. They're taking it too far. I've said, and I always say that I support being able to film the police. I support being able to film in public. And these guys, their actions are ultimately going to lead to restrictions on those things. And I don't want that to happen. And I feel like that's exactly what happened with the prank channels, by the way, guys. Like, think about this. When you think of what a prank is a stunt played upon the public for views and money that doesn't go to the public. It goes to the person who played the prank, who put the public person or the general public in that state of confusion, fear, whatever it may be.
but they didn't benefit from it, right? So ultimately, First Amendment auditor channels are prank channels. They're prank channel. They're pranking tell me the Silence Boy didn't prank that lady into going to jail. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like when it's all said and done, it was at her expense. He did it intentionally and at her expense. Fuck him. And I'm glad the fucking Latino community out there is like, we're gonna beat the shit out. I hope you do. As a member of the fucking, as a founder at the University of Texas of one of the largest Hispanic fraternities, on the planet. Let me tell you something. You don't call a Hispanic mother a bitch in Spanish. You're gonna get beat up. You're gonna get fucked the fuck up by the community.
That's a bad idea.
that's a strong community there. You don't do that.
Yeah, believe me, I know that. Man, that's crazy. And again, it always goes back to these guys just always crossing the line, man, and pushing it too far and too far and too far. And again, they get to, like you said, they get to start, pushing everything until it gets to the point where people, whether it's YouTube or the police or the justice system or in a particular jurisdiction or whatever, feels like the only outlet they have is to censor these guys or to limit these guys, then it's going to have a domino effect that's going to hit us too.
Yeah. And it will. Hey, look, I don't even have to tell you. All you got to do is go look at the flat earth community. Just go look at them. Not the flat earthers. Go look at the debunkers. Go to Social Blade, look at any debunker you want, and go check out their growth. See what their growth is like right now.
Yeah.
Come back and tell me that the flat earth community, the anti-flat earth community is growing. Now, there are a bunch of good dudes. I know them. I came from that community. They're all good content creators. They're good people. They're very smart. But unfortunately, they cover a topic that is specifically censored by YouTube. To the point that there's still just as many flat earthers out there, but nobody sees flat earth videos anymore. YouTube won't even recommend them to you. You type flat earth in, you get nothing but ABC, NBC, CNN, National Geographic, Simon Dan, all these larger channels that debunk flat earth. They give those precedence because if you're looking for flat earth, they want you to go through all that other stuff telling you that the earth's not flat before they allow you to get to something that tells you that the earth is flat.
Right.
They will start doing that with the First Amendment auditor community. They'll start censoring 1AA in the chat or in the tags and description. First Amendment auditor, anything that says auditor, they'll tag that. You put that in your chat. You can't even put like arrested anymore because arrested gets you an automatic demonetization, and then you have to go through manual review. I went through this the other day, just changing. I'm
literally going through that right now.
I know, man. It's crazy, right? Yeah, they're looking for a way to keep bullshit from the audience from seeing bullshit unless they're looking for bullshit. They don't want that. They don't want the average person stumbling across Long Island Audit's video.
The video that I actually showed on this stream earlier, because I haven't got it published yet, I didn't think about it until you just said it. But yeah, it's arrested is in the title. So there you go.
That's why if you go back and you look, all of mine say like the Gilbert gets new handcuffs. Why? Because they haven't fucking tagged handcuffs yet. And when they do handcuffs, guess what? Bracelets. You guys got to pay attention to those little clues I leave in the title because I have to do it because of monetization standards.
Okay, I got you. See, that makes a lot of sense. Oh, wow. Man, that's so crazy because you just blew my mind. Because like I said, I have that video under review right now, and I'm like, why? What did I put in there that was bad? The very title of the video is Direct D Gets Arrested.
Yeah. Now, Trans Girl says, but wasn't Silence Boy banned because of the Spanish community filling in complaints? To some extent, yes. But the thing is, Trans Girl, is that what will end up happening is that may be the catalyst. That may be the straw that breaks the camel's back. And YouTube goes, wait, why are we allowing this on our platform? Like, it only takes one event, right? It only really takes one event to make everybody start opening their eyes and say, how is this not positive for us? And how can we limit the negativity that it brings? And with Flat Earth, and I'll always bring it back to Flat Earth because that's my experience. I was a Flat Earth debunker to start. And I left because I saw this coming, and I said, you know what? I'm not going to get caught in this avalanche of snow that's about to bury flat earth and flat earth debunkers. So I moved over into the Karens and then into First Amendment and sovereign citizens. And I just try to stay fluid because I know YouTube changes their views all the time. But it took one event. It took Congress asking Susan Wojcicki why flat earth is allowed to be on YouTube. Now, I think it should be. It's fucking funny as hell. They're not hurting anybody, guys. Come on now. It's fucking flat earthers. They're malnutrition, fucking ignorant, stupid people. Just whatever. Laugh at them. Have a good time. Point out where they're wrong. Don't take it too seriously. First Amendment auditing is a little bit different. It's a little bit different. So is sovereign citizens. Sovereign citizens are domestic terrorists, guys. Okay? Yep. They're domestic fucking terrorists. Take them seriously. Don't laugh. Like when I do a Lenka Coloma video, right? And she's an American state national. It's a little different than sovereign citizens, but it's an offshoot of the sovereign citizen movement. When I'm covering people like Lenka Coloma and these other sovereign citizens, I'm trying to discourage people who already have a negative aspect of the government from getting any further of a negative aspect of the government. Because these are the people that shoot police officers during traffic stops. These are the people that bomb federal buildings in Oklahoma City in 1994, I think. 93, 94, something like that.
Yeah.
95, maybe.
That's how it starts.
That's how it starts. And that's where, originally when I joined up for YouTube, it was more of a fight the pseudoscience, anti-science movement. And then I realized, that you're not going to change anybody's mind. We're not changing people's mind. One person, two people. Shit, fuck it. 10 people. You can go back and count the number of video views I have. And I say, I've convinced 10 people not to be flat earthers. That's less than 1% of 1% of 1% of the people that have watched my videos.
Right.
So it's not like I'm making a difference in the world. I'm just laughing at people. And that's fine too.
Yeah, it is.
You got to be careful, man. Like, watch this censorship. Watch it. If it starts to hit that community, you'll see it bleed over into the debunkers as well.
Yeah, and I definitely agree with everything you're saying. It makes perfect sense too. It's just at this point, like I was saying earlier, like, you just jumped in here recently. I've been on for a while. For me, this whole thing started because I've been, making fun of sovereign citizens forever. When Schrodinger did that video where he talked about me, that's what really got me to start to take off. But what got me into doing this specific format of videos, right, talking about these guys, all started when Tyrant Slayer went on his community page and started talking about, talking shit about Schrodinger. And I just got so pissed at him that I just had to make a video ripping him apart. I just had to. I couldn't not do it. And I enjoyed it. I loved it. It was so much fun that I just did another one, and then I loved that, and then another one, and then now it's been building, and now we're here to where I'm talking to Team Skeptic. You like, for you, you're like me, right? You're just some dude sitting in front of your computer. But for me, talking to Team Skeptic, this is like, oh my God, I just got invited by the Stones to go play with them on stage, man. Like, this is crazy.
I'm a nobody, man. Like, I really don't think I'm anything special in here. I just happen to be one of those people that doesn't actually give a shit. So I just call it how it is, and I'm always just going to call it how it is. It might work for you this time around, but it might not the next time around. But I'm going to do it.
I'll tell you what. And this is from the heart. And it's like what you were saying with me earlier, man. Like, that's one of the things that really attracted me to your channel specifically, in the early days, was because you are so obviously genuine. And like you said, there are certain things that you play up a little bit when you know that you're trying to entertain people, right? You're trying to make it entertaining, but you could tell when somebody is they're not there. You know what I mean? You're there, dude. You're real. And I feel that in your videos, I can tell.
And Zebra makes a good point. He says, my production quality tells me that you give a shit. Well, that's more the qualities of the military that instilled in me of like, self-pride. I was trying to think of a good word to just explain self-pride, but I guess self-pride is really just the best way to put it. I do care about my presentation. What I mean, just to clarify, when I say that I don't give a shit, I mean, like, I will call it how I see it. You know, like if I think you're being a fucking dipshit, I'm gonna say you're being a fucking dipshit. And there's a lot of people that won't do that because they want to appeal to a more vanilla audience, or they want the algorithm to push them because of the amount of cussing that's in their videos. And here I am going, I don't give a fuck you, bitch. Like that's me. I have fun.
Yep.
You know, I have fun doing it. I think that's why I say, man, you have something because you're having fun doing it and people see it. It's going to take a while for you to really, to get big. Like it's no channel, like no normal channel just goes from 2,000 to 50,000 the next day. I mean, there's channels that do it because, you know, they put out a viral video or they're just exceptional at what they do, much better than anything I could do. Those types of people will automatically they'll get subs. But for people like us, you know, just some humble little country bumpkins sitting in front of a microphone and a webcam, we have to earn that. We have to earn that through being genuine. We have to earn that through being ourselves and being likable. You know, there are people out there that'll follow you for being an asshole. But you also got to be likable. Like I'm a likable asshole. You know, I think I'm a likable asshole, at least, you know. I'm very modest. I'm very modest and very humble. That's probably one of my most bestest definingest qualities about me is that my humility and humbleness it far exceeds even yours. You know, even your humbleness squared is nowhere near as humble as I am. That's probably why people like me the most. Why I would say that I'm beloved because of my humbleness. I'm basically Mother Teresa with a penis.
Oh man, I love the way you put things sometimes too, man.
Well, I mean, if I wasn't so humble, I would be completely more animated and artistic with my description of myself. But I'm not Delete Laws. Like, there's not a lot of hubris in these. There's not a lot of hubris in this footlong. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes, I know exactly what you mean. Oh, dude, see, you always crack me up, and even obviously just off the cuff, you can do it, man. That's good. I like your wit. And again, that goes back to the whole thing of being genuine, right? Like you're just talking and you're saying stuff that you got me cracking up over here. That's great.
Because I have fun, man. This is me. This is my real life, though. This is how I am in real life. Like, my mom hates it, you know. Like we got to eat, and my mom hates it.
Yeah.
But I'm me, and I have a good time, and I've got a great support system around me for to help me when I'm mentally down, so I don't have to reach out to strangers or anything like that. Like I'm a very lucky guy. So, but you just keep being you, and you're gonna have a lot of success on here. I understand why Schrodinger pointed out your channel. You know, we don't see a lot of people that are very genuine on here that come on and just have fun, man. Just have fucking fun. People gravitate towards fun. They want to see the next funny thing you're gonna do.
Yeah. I try, man. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. Like you don't know, man. That means so much. Seriously. Like I said,
and I believe it. I believe it. I don't just tell anybody this.
Oh no.
I go on Johnny O's channel all the time, and every time he's like, "What do you think about my future?" And I just sit there silently, you know. Love you, Johnny. Love you, Johnny.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of. I mean, I watch his videos too, you know, and that's another thing though. Like going back to the whole idea of like what we're doing is, like a select audience. Like it's a very niche market that we're in, you know.
Yeah.
And so you have to like appeal to that, and then like you said, if it gets to that point, you know, where that's not a thing anymore, well, what's the next thing you're going to do? But, you know, for me, what I'm hoping, like you said, is that, you know, if this whole thing does come to an end and these frauditors get put down once and for all, that there will be enough people that will be attracted to, that will like me as a person, right? That'll like you as a person, that'll like us as a person and want to see what we're up to, want to see what we're doing, want to see what we're going to bring them next. And hopefully, you know, it'll be able to maintain at least some level of success, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You know, I wanna set something. I wanna make an offer to you for something you should be doing on your channel for your live streams moving forward. Maybe not tonight, but moving forward.
Yeah.
Okay, because you're an ugly son of a bitch, let me tell you. But you're also a handsome dude. I'm very torn. Like there's no gray. I might have a little bit of gray matter in my head, but there's no gray area in my heart. Right? There is a love and a hate. I both love and hate the fact that you're handsome and I'll just be silent at the same time. Okay. No,
I know what you're saying.
But,
I know what you're saying.
Hold on. I'm being super jokish right now, but I am to be honest, you are a handsome dude, but that hat can be used as a really great prop, right? So when you do your live streams, I would just say, let's set a goal, $50 goal. For right now, we'll do when $50 comes out, when $50 gets put down on the table, the hat comes out. The hat comes out and the craziness begins. Well, we could start that on the next one, and maybe I might just help get you to that $50 level because I want to help out channels like yourself that I think you deserve it, man. You deserve it.
Thank you.
You're entertaining me, so
yeah, that's great. I appreciate that, and that's a cool idea. You know, I'm always trying to think of like what can I do to take myself to the next level. You know, just you know, today during this stream, I got 2 new members. You know, I got some supers. You know, it's doing pretty good. And the other thing, you know, when I originally got into this whole thing, it wasn't, and maybe this is one of the reasons why people don't mind, you know, joining or you know giving super chats or whatever, is because I never intended to do this for the money. Originally, it was because I couldn't believe that I was seeing these videos of these idiots doing this crap, and I wanted to help expose their nonsense.
Look, I want to tell you something. The last thing I ever think about is the money. Okay, that's the one thing that will get you, that'll hurt your channel the most, is to try to make it about the money. When you do something fun like what I was talking about, it's not really about the money because people are going to support you regardless, right?
Right.
They're just gonna they are, and you don't even have to ask for it. I don't, like in my live streams, you don't ever hear me say, hey, you know, if I want to throw a couple of dollars here. You know, we did it for getting Irish Demon to Dallas, but outside of when we're doing specific things, I don't ever ask for money. I just like have a good time. And it works. Like it works if you have a good time, it's more organic, you know. Like when you ask for it, you're kind of, there are people out there that will easily be guilt tripped into donating, and I hate the fact that it's one of the reasons why I don't live stream as much as I used to, because I was kind of feeling like I was relying on super chats, and you know, I was trying to think to myself, what kind of show could I do today that would garner the viewerships, you know, because the more people watch, the more super chats you get. So I wouldn't think from the position of how am I going to have fun tonight? You know, what are we going to do that's going to be fun tonight? Because and then I look back on it, and the ones where I'm having the most fun, those are the ones where people are laughing and throwing a couple of dollars at you. Yeah. Make it rain on me. Treat me like a stripper. I don't care. I'll even come to your booth and dance for you for one song. With $20, I'll dance for you for one song, 1.5 minute song. If you know what I'm talking about, if you've ever been to the strip club. So
well, I know
you get 1.5 minutes.
Not just that, but like in your chats, in your live streams, everyone always telling you to put on that mankini. You know, I'll give you a super chat if you put on the mankini.
Those are demented people. Trans girl. I'm looking at you, trans girl. Demented people.
Called out.
Just have fun with it, man. And you have fun. Well, that's why I watch. That's why when I see that you're live, I come in here. That's why these 70 people that are here right now are watching, because you're entertaining. If you weren't entertaining, we wouldn't be here.
Right. Thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, like what you were saying is making me think about like Blue Bacon as the thing where like if you super chat, I'll take a shot, you know, or Artie he's got this jump scares that pop up, so people want him to get jump scared. So they
Hey, listen, I'm gonna give Blue Bacon. Looks like he's about 6 times as big as me, so he can probably handle 6 times the whiskey I can. Taking shots on stream is not a good idea. Put a 1 in the chat if you know what I mean.
I'm gonna put a 1 in the chat.
Yeah,
that's exactly what you're talking about.
I would put a 1 in the chat, but I don't happen to remember that night. You know,
I do. We all do. Oh man,
that was an enjoyable night. But taking shots like that. Like that's one of the things, right? when I had my ultimate fuck up, I sat back and I thought to myself, why do I get this fucked up on stream? You know, why am I doing this? And I was like, well, the reason why I'm doing it, I wasn't doing it because of the money, but people were wanting to donate, and I would take a shot every time a certain amount would come in. And it turned into me basically getting fucked up for dollars, you know, and that's not what I want to do. That's not what my goal is on my channel. I'm not here to get fucked up for money. I'm here to fucking have fun and show everybody that I can be an entertainer that can stand on his own 2 feet, whether I have a guest or whether I'm by myself. Another thing, want to give you massive props for being able to do the show on your own. You know, there are people out there that can't do what you're doing. Some of them have less subscribers than you. Some of them have more subscribers than you, and that's fine. Not everybody's has the ability to jump on a live stream and keep people interested. You have 70 people watching after almost 4 fucking hours, dude. You know what I'm saying? You're doing something right. Go watch a Flat Earth stream. They'll go for 4 hours and they'll have 3 or 4 people watching the entire time. You're doing something else. You're doing something right. So keep doing you, and you'll just get better. With every experience, you're going to get better.
Thank you. Again, I appreciate that, man. And that's, I don't know. It's just, like I said, it's kind of overwhelming, like in a way, because like I said, I get what you're saying. You're just a dude doing the same thing I'm doing, sitting in front of a camera talking, you know, but you know, for me as a fan that's been watching you since before I even started doing this, it's like, wow, man, this is amazing. Team Skeptic is giving me the props. I had Kick giving me props. I had Schrodinger giving me props. I had Law Talk with Mike giving me props. Like, it's just, I'm humbled, you know, but it's wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah. And Zebra, you're right. That's what Only Use Me Blade does. And if anybody out there who knows who Only Use Me Blade is, you'll understand the reference between getting fucked up on stream for money and what it can actually lead to. Like, that guy had a successful career that he basically threw down the road. Now, he's a piece of shit. Okay, I'm not building this guy up at all. Let's get it right.
Believe me, I haven't covered him yet, but I agree. Yeah.
He's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit. Nobody should even have a desire to be that guy's fan. And I'll stand by that. I'm not one to brigade against somebody, but he fucking sexually assaults people and gets people drunk, and it's not a good look. Nobody out there should ever support that guy, and I'll stand by that. Even though you don't know who he is, I'll just tell you shouldn't be supporting him. Anyway, saying that to say this, it all started, his like falling apart started because he couldn't control his alcoholism, and he was using it with, you know, people would pay to see him get fucked up, and he'd do this stupid shit I'm talking about because he was fucked up. Well, not because he was fucked up. He would just not do it because he was fucked up. For somebody to do the shit that he did, you would have to be a fucked up type of person to begin with, and that includes, you know, outside of being an alcoholic or being drunk. He's just a piece of shit. Sorry. Don't mean to derail this conversation.
No, that's all right. Listen, there's something, because you were talking about it anyway. So there's something I've always kind of wanted to ask you. I kind of like brought it up in a couple chats, but since this is the first time we're actually talking, I wanted to know, because it always seemed to me like the next stream you did after that one, you were standing up. And I felt like, this dude is taking the mic like a boss, and you were nailing it. And I was always wondering if the fact that you were standing as opposed to sitting was done intentionally because of that.
I'll tell you like this, without giving away my secrets to success that I have. Right. Everything I do is intentional. Everything. So standing up is intentional, sitting down, you know, like everything you do has an aspect, it portrays an emotion that I'm feeling in that moment, or that I want you to believe that I'm feeling, at least. You know, sometimes I'm portraying more anger than I actually really have, because it's, you know, hey, we're entertainers too, you know?
Right.
Like, we have to exaggerate our character. Our character then becomes our caricature, you know, like that's the way I see it. My normal person, the person that I am around, you know, not around YouTube and around a camera and a mic, is a bit exaggerated to form my character. And then, you know, that character is a bit exaggerated for my videos to be a caricature for people to really, you know, enjoy. But the character is who they fall in love with. Me. I want them to enjoy me because how I am, I'm normal. I'd rather be like this with you. You know, I'd rather just be talking and having a good time and throwing in a joke here and there. And that's the genuineness that the people love. You know, the caricature is what gets their attention. You know, that's what grabs them and says, hey, you know, did that guy really just, did somebody really just say something about cocaine and that guy just, you know, pick his head up off the desk and have a fucking white all around his nose and mouth? Like, okay, who the fuck is this guy? And then they fall in love with the character, and that's a representation of who you really should be. You know, that's why I'm saying you have a future, because you have these aspects. You know, I don't know your personal life, but the caricature aspect you already have, and you should pimp that out, brother. Pimp it out.
All right, that's a good idea.
You, Kick, Artie, all you guys, man, y'all are killing it. Law Talk with Mike, like all the new First Amendment frauditor group, the anti-frauders. I'm not going to call y'all watchdogs. I think that's a bit too generic of a term. I'm going to call you the anti-frauditor community. Schrodinger really left a legacy. He really set the bar and said, look, we can come together and we can do this together and we can have a good time doing it, and you can be successful doing it. Okay. He showed us that you can be successful. And so you've had this new group of people come in ever since he's been gone. And I don't really consider myself part of the frauditor, the anti-frauditor community. Even though, excuse me, even though I partake in that a lot, I just don't consider myself part of that. I think that's like, I'm too, you know, I cover too many different talk. I call out stupid, and it just happens to, the Venn diagram just happens to overlap quite a bit with you know, frauditors. But I you know, Schrodinger showed us that avenue could be successful, and the people that have come up out of those, you know, out of that dust, like Kick, you know, like Artie. I mean, these guys were already popular people, but they're really filling in shoes for what's been gone since Schrodinger's left. So, you know, Kick, Artie, you, I mean, I don't want to be, you know, like disrespectful to anybody out there. If anybody wants to share channels they love in there, I will call them out, because right now I can't honestly think of them. To be honest with you guys, I'm a little higher. Okay, I'm still going to.
Yeah, man, ain't nothing wrong with that. But no, you can't name them all anyway, man. You'll be sitting here for an hour just doing that. You know, there's a lot out there, but I get your point, exactly what you're saying. You know, and hey, that's all good, man. It's all good. You know, just
tones. Yeah, good one. Unclean Hands, good one. I'm telling you guys, TV. Really good ones. Really good ones.
Let's see what else we got. Yeah, Unclean Hands. He's a pro, man. He's always coming in here, hanging out. He was here actually earlier, a few hours ago.
Get that old cowboy fuck out of here.
No, man, I like
watching him. Familia TV. Yeah, you're right. Familia TV. That's another good one.
Yeah, he's the one that actually, when the whole Silence Boy thing first happened, he like posted like bam, like he was the first one that I saw talking about it. And then, like I said, we could go on. Even like Blue Bacon's been around for a while, but he's still relatively new.
I've been watching the shit out of Blue Bacon, man. He's funny to me. Like he's really
hilarious.
He's genuinely funny to me. Like there's some people that have it on this platform. He's one of them that has it. So he'll be a big channel one day.
The idiot trolls, whatever, always, you know, making comments about him and is making fun of his Kermit stuff. His Kermit stuff is hilarious. And the tuba, oh, forget it, man. When he brings out the tuba, I was sitting here like, yeah, you know.
Yeah, I honestly, when I first saw his first video, I went back and watched another one directly on his channel, and the first thing I thought was, yeah, this guy's he'll have a big channel one day. Watch, trust me. Yeah, he'll have a big channel one day.
He's great, and he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, and he's getting better too. The way his videos are progressing, and his presence, his microphone and camera presence is something that, like, being with the job that I had in the like entertainment industry, I have a little bit of an understanding about microphone and camera presence and the importance of both. So that's one of the things whenever I'm watching a new a new channel that I've never seen before. You know, obviously one that's not a huge channel, because I'll be honest with you, I watch a lot of smaller channel stuff. I like to see the channels that are coming out and kind of see what they're talking about, and you know, just remember my days of being like a smaller channel and trying to work towards getting something. But
Speaking of which, we got Zebra in here. He's got a little channel, man. He's pretty good. Zebra the Bicycle Auditor Inc. Yeah,
hey,
man.
D-Gen is cool too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And Van Bellion, all those guys, man. I love them all. Natalie the lawyer chick, yeah.
Yes.
I mentioned Law Talk with Mike earlier, but yeah, Law Talk with Mike and Natalie the lawyer chick, Artie is just a great group of content creators is in this community right now. And I'm like, even though I don't feel like I'm part of the community, I feel like I am like,
you've been embraced by it.
Yeah, I'm embraced by that. I guess that's a good thing. I feel like I'm a part of it like that. I just don't want to go in and be like, this is my community. This is, you know, start defining what the community is. That's what happened in the Flat Earth shit, man. Like, right. I know I bring up Flat Earth a lot because that community should be a model for how this community should never become. Like, just straight up. Right. If we don't act like them, then we will never ruin this community and what we have. Right. So. And that's not a shot at any of the flat earthers, flat earth community members out there and debunkers. It's just how one thing led to another and flat earth ended up getting censored. And it's not any one person's fault or any side. It's really Nathan Thompson's fault and Nathan Robertson's fault. The guy that goes into Target and starts tearing up, you know, books because they're astronomy books and not Christian books. Yeah. And they don't conform to his interpretation of the Bible. You know, they really did it to themselves. I just don't want to see this community go that route. Even with the auditors, stop putting up shit where you're harassing hardworking people for views. All you're gonna do is fuck up everything for the rest of your community. Yeah,
that's exactly right, man. I'm telling you, it's crazy seeing how, and like the way this. Like what I was saying earlier, the way it keeps building with what these guys are doing, it all leads right back to what you're saying, man. It's like the further they push it and the further they go to try and get more views, the more that it's going to draw the attention of the wrong people. And then they're going to start saying, hey, wait a minute, man, these guys actually are doing something. They're not just like filming cops, which should be fine, right? But they're taking it to this whole nother level where they're instigating situations, creating situations where there doesn't need to be one.
Right. So that's like a common saying in real journalism, not independent journalism. Yes. In real journalism, they say, never become the story. Yep. You are the journalist, not the story. If you find yourself as the journalist becoming the story, you've done something wrong. Now, there are times when a journalist unintentionally becomes a part of the story. And that will happen. But these guys are not looking for unintentional unintentional interactions. They're looking for the intentional instigations. You know, and you can go back and look at the at Auditing America. Was it Auditing America? Is that Ask Elmo?
That's Elmo, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So Ask Elmo, if you go back and you watch one of the videos I covered on him, not the last one, but the one prior to that, it was the one where I believe he was in LA and there were a bunch of people playing dominoes, I believe, or dominoes or spades or something like that on the corner. There was a cop there. He was just looking. He was community policing. Yes. He was doing what these guys complain about and say, oh man, we don't need armed law enforcement. Let's get community policing and this. And then the guy's community policing, and what does he do? He's passing by him. They had no reason to interact with this guy. Nope. Stopped and then began harassing them to the point that the guys that were playing dominoes stood up and was like, bro, we're about to fuck you up. Yeah. You know, hey, whoa, what are you doing? I'm on your side. No, you're fucking not. This dude's over here. He's a homie. He's over here doing his job, man. Leave him the fuck alone. Yeah. What? Why would you hate me for that? Because you're a piece of shit. That's why. You know,
that's the same shit that his boyfriend, Fake Mike, did when he went up to that group of cops in New York and was like, "You're a coward, you're a coward, you're a coward because y'all tell people to wear masks or whatever."
I covered that one too. Yep, I covered that one too. It was like I think it was either in New York or Boston. That was the one where he ended up getting arrested, and I was like, he said something about y'all would never do this in my hood. He even like, I think he even like hood. I think he had one of those little moments where
his voice cracked.
Yeah, the effeminate reaced up and said, "Oh, don't forget, they might actually show up to your hood." You know,
you don't
never do this in my hood.
Oh,
and I was like, yeah, this guy. I was like, this is a picture of this guy. I showed it on screen. I was like, when he's saying my hood, he's talking about the end of the cul-de-sac he lives in. All right, listen, don't. Like he's gonna, if you want to talk to him, you're probably gonna knock on the door, and then he's gonna have to get out of the pool, dry off, put on his, his clothes, and come talk to you. He ain't living in no fucking hood, okay? Right. Because I guarantee you, if he was from the hood, he would never be telling the cops, "Come back to my hood and see if you do that." The members of his hood would be like, "Bitch, don't be fucking. I don't give a fuck about your fucking you wanting to be a piece of shit, but don't bring the goddamn cops down to my fucking hood."
Right.
Of course, if you live in a cul-de-sac, you welcome the cops. You say, cops, come on down to the hood. We're having hood barbecue today."
There you go. Would you like some ribs? Not pork ribs, though, because we call cops pigs, right? Oh, God.
Yeah. Nah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, they intentionally go out to become the thing. I said it before, too. Like, Detroit Metro Audits or whatever the fuck his name is, that little retard. Yeah. He fucking said he put it on his community post that he was like, "Oh, sorry for the lack of content lately, guys. I've been all the audits have been going good. They've been respecting my rights." And I'm like, put those out, put them out. What are you doing? So you don't want to put out the non-confrontations. So your entire point of your channel then is propaganda. Because that's what how propaganda works. You specifically put out very restrictive media that's restricted to a certain narrative that you're trying to push in an effort to convince people that the narrative you're trying to push is true. It's misinformation and disinformation at its finest, guys. And he admits he's like, "Sorry, guys, can't post the good ones because no videos because all of them have been good." Yeah,
my catchphrase is, "The narrative never matches the content."
Yeah, it doesn't.
No. They just create their own narrative. And then, see, because I almost wish you were here a couple hours ago because I showed, like, not the next, but we were talking about it earlier with the whole thing with because the word arrested is in it, the direct D video I made. That's the whole thing. Him and his buddy are auditing a crime scene. And they're getting in arguments with the police because they're going like right up to the tape and saying, "Hey," and the cops are telling them to back up. And they're like, "Don't you tell me what to do. Who do you think you are? You're violating my rights." And then they go through the whole spiel like they always do. And at the end, Direct D ends up getting arrested and talking about how horrible these cops are. And they were comparing themselves to the actual media that were there. But then at the end of the video, I show the actual news report from the next night. It was a freaking murder scene. And these idiots
I was
are
listening when you were talking about that. That's nuts. You can't do that. That's against the law, guys, by the way, to go onto a crime scene and because unintentionally you could destroy evidence. You could make evidence not fucking usable. So now you've just potentially screwed up a possible conviction on a murderer. And all because why? Because that's my First Amendment right. What about the rights of the victims to seek justice out? You're infringing upon their rights at that point. Yep. So get the fuck out of they don't understand. Like, auditing a police officer does not mean get as close as I can to film them. No, there are shitty police officers out there that even from across the street where you're not interrupting and you're filming, they will find offense at it. Those people need to be reprimanded. They need to be taught you can't do that, or they need to be kicked out of their job. Those are bad cops. All right. But a cop that is trying to preserve a crime scene, a cop that's in the middle of a traffic stop, and you come in there and you violate their personal space or not even their personal space, but their professional space at that point. Yeah. You're violating their professional space. Well, they have a fucking job to do. And because you're infringing on that job, you are now making yourself the story. And you're making yourself the story that you wanted to make. You fabricated that story.
Yes. Exactly.
This is not something that would have normally happened had you stayed 20 feet further back. And with telescopic lensing, and all these people got good cameras. Don't forget, guys. With telescopic lensing, they can be 20 feet away and zoom in. All right. It does not hurt them. That's auditing. You're auditing them. If they violate your right to do that, then by all means take them to court and get the officer reprimanded. But if you're violating the professional obligations of the officer, then it's not him violating your rights whatsoever. He's doing his job, and you grow the fuck up.
Yep. Yeah, that's exactly right. I agree 100%. It's oh man, but the point was the whole idea of, making yourself the story, right? They at one point in the video, they're complaining about the media being allowed in there. How come they're allowed in there and we're not? And then I show the news story, and it's like, because you made yourself the story. The story was about the cops, quote unquote, harassing you. It wasn't about the person who got murdered. It wasn't about the shooter running away and shooting at the cops. He didn't mention any of that at all.
But they won't. Of course because not. And that's why that's why I stand up against these guys, because like, it is stupid, but I also want to make people aware that these people exist, that they are dangerous. Yes. Even when they tell you they're not, I want to expose them for their ideologies. That's the most dangerous thing about people, is that we can take this sense of I don't want to say entitlement, but like this sense of understanding of the world, because all we have is our perspective, right? So we have a bad interaction with the cop, with a cop. It's very easy for us to go, all cops are bad, because I've had bad interactions with cops. Yeah. Well, that's the only perspective. That's the only perspective I have. I can say that, and it's very valid to me. But then when they take this ideology and they start, really preaching it, and then you get a second person that's a little weak-minded, had a similar experience. He can relate to you now. Now you got two people that hate the cops, and they start growing their group. Then it gets 3 and then 6, and they share videos, and this is how it grows. And you foster a community of people that just hate the cops because of individual bad experiences that are then validated by everybody else's individual bad experience. So it's no longer one bad experience. Now it's hundreds or thousands of bad experiences. So then it's like, oh, well, between our group, we see this as a problem because we see thousands of bad experiences a year or a month or whatever, Yeah.
So, and I said this on my last stream. To me, it's no different than racism, because I always used to think of racism in terms of, like, the example I always would use would be like, if you're a white guy and you're racist, and your car gets stolen by a white guy named Tony, then Tony's an asshole. But if you're a racist white guy and your car gets stolen by a black guy named Tony, then all black people are evil. Like, it's the same kind of idea. Like, you have a bad interaction with a cop, now all cops are evil. It's the same thing. Yep. No, it is. And it's really easy to get confirmation bias within your own personal, peer group. And I don't know. We have the same problem though, I mean, we can find ourselves easily agreeing with each other, and without even recognizing that we may have some kind of confirmation bias there that we're not even aware that's present. I mean, it happens in every community. It's really easy to have that. I'm trying to think of the term that's used. It's something I speak out against all the time whenever what is it? It's like clan mentality is what it's called, or something like that. Where you're group mentality. Maybe that's what it's called, but it's where, like, let's say I want to say me. Let's say there was a member of the chat that was real popular and says, oh man, so-and-so's video did this. Let's all go report it. And everybody just immediately goes and reports it. Nobody checks to see if the video actually violated terms of service. Yeah. Nobody, it's just that
an acceptance of what the other person is saying because the other person is part of the same group I am.
Right.
And
I got you.
mob mentality. That's what it is, Alan. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Yeah, I preach out against that all the time. I'm like, that's like the worst thing in the world. We should be like a mind of unique, like a hive mind of unique thoughts and expressions that we should all feel comfortable to stand up against the rest of the members of the hive mind to speak out against something that we see as an injustice. Sometimes when I do that, I get called a hypocrite.
No.
Hey, this is like I've covered this on my channel. You know how many, like, I cover anti-science stuff, right? So people that make anti-science claims, well, backing science is a very politically left thing to do. I'm apolitical, so I don't give a shit.
Right.
But that backs a lot of the left-leaning politics. And then I go and I defend the police officers in the next video, and that backs very right-wing style of politics. You know, the law and order, backing the police. Right. So, fortunately for me, it's most of the people that are still around understand that about me and accept that about me. Either they accept the fact that I might say something that they might not agree with, or, you know, they subbed last video and they unsubbed this video.
Right.
Which happens all the time to me. I get messages like that. Like, man, I thought you were cool, but you know, now you're backing the cops. What's all that about, dude? Like, defund the police, asshole. And I'm like, no, what the fuck you talking about? Fuck that.
Yeah. No, yeah, but well, let me say something real quick about this, because I've thought about this a lot too. This is one of the reasons why I fell in love with this community in particular, is because there are so many people in it, like you, like me, like whatever, whoever you want to say, vilified freedom, and like I like to use actually you and him as examples, because I've seen streams of yours where you tackled religion and he's always talking about Jesus, and it's like there's all these other things that we could all disagree on, but we all not only agree with, you know, what these guys are doing is bad, but the fact that we're all at least intelligent enough to understand why what they're doing is bad. It isn't even a matter of agreeing or disagreeing. It's a fact. Like, this is wrong. This is, you know, I don't, yeah.
But you'll see mob mentality coming from the First Amendment auditor crowd. And that's why I don't want to see it in the anti-auditor crowd. I'd rather us anti-auditors just be free thinkers that can agree that what they're doing is wrong and attack it as a group, you know, instead of the mob mentality of, well, how can our group beat their group? Well, we'll never win that way. We win by being stronger individuals, you know, like you, me, Kick, Artie.
I'll tell you something.
Brainy, Irish Demon.
Yeah, yes.
All of us really strong individuals that can stand up. Look at, like, I have hold on, I don't mean to cut you off, but I have a video that I downloaded. I don't know if it's still up. It's on Ice Cold Audit's channel, right? And it's Ice Cold Audit's bringing in Silence Boy to give him an opportunity to explain his side of the whole vendor thing, right?
Okay.
Well, during that time, like, you look and it's like all these, like, they're all auditors, you know, they're all like, it's I don't know how to properly explain it, but it was like they were encouraging group mentality, you know, encouraging the group thing. They weren't really challenging him. No one ever really said, yo, you're a piece of shit, you know, like a few people did towards the end, but the auditors that were bringing them on for confirmation bias to really support the things that they're saying. There was this, like, they still are encouraging this group mentality where having to accept, like, okay, maybe it's better to use it as cognitive dissonance, right? They wouldn't normally talk to their mothers like that, but they'll talk to somebody else's mother like that, you know? Yeah. Like, they'll go out and say, you should never disrespect people, but hey, it's First Amendment auditing here, so maybe we should just look past the disrespect here, you know? Because they hold that belief of First Amendment auditing trumps even respect for your mother, you know? Right. But at home, respect for your mother trumps your First Amendment auditing. Like, that I guess I'm being a little scatterbrained with the whole thing, but if you go back and you look at these people, they're all like confirming each other's biases. They're all saying you're doing the right thing, even when they wouldn't do it that way themselves because they know it to be wrong. They still encourage the other one to continue doing that in the name of the First Amendment and First Amendment auditing.
Oh yeah, And what I was going to say, because when you were making the point about like these groups, trying to do whatever, but I'm really glad that before my channel kind of took off, I knew just from watching other YouTubers in general, and not even like this community, but at all, watching like these reaction channels or gaming channels or whatever, that you got to ignore the trolls, or maybe you could have fun with them, but you can't get wrapped up into that. And
nope, don't have fun with trolls. Don't have fun. Ignore. You nailed it when you first said it. Just ignore the trolls, because trolls will be there. They'll leave if you ignore them. I never I never talk to the trolls. Like I just have like normal conversations if they show up, because they don't try to troll me anymore, because I just like every time they do, I'm just like okay.
Right.
Oh, look at your teeth. They're socially distancing. Okay. Yeah. Like fucking, they respect fucking coronavirus. You know what I'm saying? What can I say? Like, and then they're like, oh, well, that doesn't bother them. You go to some of these other people and they'll say something like, you're fat. And they're like, you block him because he's talking about my weight. Yeah, and then the next thing you know, you have 6 trolls in there going, hey, fat ass. Like,
yep.
That's how it happens.
Feed the trolls.
Don't feed the trolls.
Yeah, I get that. But the point I was making is that as soon as my channel started to blow up a little bit, my comment section is insane now. Every day when I click on my comments, I start seeing all this stuff. And I actually, and this is kind of what I was saying, like, I went into it with the idea, don't feed the trolls. I get that. But even if it's a joke at my expense, if somebody makes a joke that's actually funny, like, I'll be like, oh, hey, that was a good one. At least you didn't just say, hey, but liquor, because that's what everybody says. That's, at least you had something clever to say. But yeah, I don't let it get to me.
Who in the chat remembers what we said we were going to say anytime someone calls us a bootlicker? Let's see if anybody remembers it in the chat. We were talking about this in my live stream the other day, and I say, this is what I say to every time someone leaves a comment like, I didn't realize you were a bootlicker. I say something. Let's see if anybody remembers from last Sunday night. There's one. There you Tones.
go.
Tones is paying attention out there. So I like Tones. That's great. That, like we were talking about it earlier. It's another good channel that's come up. That's come up out of the out of the shadows. Like that's really presented himself once Schrodinger was no longer putting out content anymore. Rest in peace.
Yes.
Good friend of mine. But people like yourself and people like Tones and several other of the Auditor channels, the anti-Auditor channels, have stepped up, put out some really good content. You guys are doing great. Like, I'm proud of you guys. I'm proud. And I don't feel like I brought y'all up the same way I brought to Schrodinger up, same way I made him the superstar he was.
That's great.
A lot of people don't know that. When I had me and Schrodinger came into I'll tell y'all some stories about Schrodinger. Me and Schrodinger came into YouTube together right around the same time. And he might have had a channel longer or shorter than mine, but we both had met each other when I had less than 1,000 subs, and he obviously at the time had less than 1,000. And I was covering Flat Earth. He was covering Flat Earth. We're both ex-Navy, so we both got along really well at the beginning. And he was one of the first people to abandon the Flat Earth ship before it sank. Probably the first, actually, and said, you know what, I'm going to go do this auditing, cover these auditors. They're stupid. And it took him a couple of videos. Like he wasn't just like immediately successful at first. It was, he put out a few videos on the auditing crowd before it really took off for him. And, then you see people like Radical. Radical did the same thing, left the Flat Earth community. It was one of the best decisions he's ever done. Brainy Beaver left the Flat Earth community, one of the best decisions he's ever done. These guys have come over and become, fixtures inside of the Auditor, the anti-Auditor community. But to see the ones that were naturally here, the ones like yourself and Tones, who really just grew from this foundation that Schrodinger so gracefully left for us. It's awesome, man. I'm so happy to see you guys do that. It makes me proud because, like I said, I really helped Schrodinger to get his foot in the door and get into the Flat Earth and start becoming a content creator. And I took off to about 8,000 to 10,000 subs, and then I looked down and wait, where's Schrodinger? He's not below me anymore.
Right.
Oh shit, he has 20,000 subs. What the hell?
Yep.
And then, you know, a couple months later, I'm like, God damn, boy, 80,000 subs. What are you doing?
Yeah.
And you know, he really showed he kind of, I'm not gonna say like I learned to abandon the flat earth through him. But I learned a lot from him, a lot as far as content creation. One of the things I learned, man, I'll tell you, just so everybody knows, secrets to success here if you want to be a YouTuber. Less effort equals more subscribers. Less effort, and it sounds so counterintuitive, but you really got to think about it. Like, you know, I joke about being humble, but really, you know, the reason why I say that is because I have to realize that I'm very hubris and not humble. And I would love to hear my voice over and over and over in every badass video I put out. The fact of the matter is these people want both me and the source, you know, so I have to learn to shut up, not interrupt so much, not, you know, add too much to the video. Kind of like how we were saying,
less is more.
Well, not just less is more, but also how we were saying that don't become the focus of the story, right? Well, so I had to learn that. I had to learn that in YouTube. Say, don't become the focus of the story. Don't quit trying to make this story the stupid. Quit trying to make it about you. People want to see you. They can go watch it on their own if they want, but they're watching it through you. So there's something about you that they do want to see. But quit thinking that it's all about you that they want to see. And that's how I used to think. And so then I started less interjections and, you know, more simplistic and explanations. I still explain things, you know, I'm not giving that up. I'm not giving up what the core value of my channel is. You know, it's a point and laugh channel, but I also try to educate people a little bit.
Well, let me tell you this, because I actually just recently got this from you. Because what happened was, if you go back just a few weeks, I was interrupting way too much, and I couldn't figure out how to get my the names of my videos and my thumbnails to like fit. Like I put so many words in there. I was like, how can I like sum it up and really, and I actually went back and looked at a bunch of your thumbnails to kind of inspire me to figure out how to put more of an idea into less words, you know, and kind of sum it up. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know exactly what
you know who I learned that from. And, you know, we all got to say who, you know, where we get our inspirations from. I learned that from Moist Critical, one of my favorite content creators to watch. I don't know if you guys out there watch Charlie. Penguin Zero is the name of his channel on YouTube. On Twitch, he's known as Moist Critical. But if you go back, if you go and you watch, like if you go look at his channel, every one of his titles are like 4 or 5 words. And they're catchy, and it explains what's in the video, even if it loosely explains. And I learned that from that. I learned that from him because he's a successful channel. And if I want to be successful, I do need to take tips and tricks that I can from other people. That's how any content creator grows. I mean, you watch someone who's successful and you see, how do I implement that with my personality? And that's why I started doing those shorter titles and, you know, more basic, simplistic thumbnails. You know, forget all the putting in glows around the body and cutting them out. That takes hours of time to get it right. You know, we deal with a crowd that's not 12 years old. That's the other thing we have to realize, right?
Yeah.
Our audience is not 12-year-olds. We have adult audiences. So our adult audiences aren't going to necessarily be, you know, inspired to click a thumbnail that has, you know, that's designed to grab the attention of a 12-year-old.
Right.
And once I started doing it that way, I started putting less effort. Not saying I don't put the effort in. I just don't over effort. You know, I don't put in over effort. I cut out things that I don't need anymore. Like in the last video, there was one point where I made this interjection, and I wish I could think of it off the top of my head what the interjection was. But the interjection lasted 1.5 minutes, right? And it was because I had explained something, and then I gave this really detailed example of how this would apply to the real world. And when I got done with it, I deleted the whole last part of it. Because at the end of that sentence, I said, if I just cut out the rest of that, if I cut out that minute and a half and I let the source slide right back up to that point, did I still make the same point? Is the same point still valid? And I listened to it and it was. And I said, oh, shit. Since it's still valid, they don't need that extra minute and a half of explanation. Got to remember, people want stupid. They want to get back to that source. They want to see somebody say something stupid so that you can react to it again. So you don't need to give too much fluff, unless you're a fluffer. You know, I don't know if you know.
Oh yeah, I do. That's good. That's great. No, yeah, and that's exactly what I've been doing. Like I said, if you go back and watch some of my earlier videos, I talk way too much, and I know it now. You know, but what I've been doing recently is I'll just riff it. Like I'll get what I want to say, and then I'll just record myself saying it, and then I'll go back to the audio file and I'll listen to it and I'll say, okay, what I'm saying here, is that basically the same thing I just said, just in different words? Well, I don't need to say it twice. So I just cut like 30 seconds out here, 10 seconds out there, and tighten it up, you know, and it still gets the point across and it still works.
Yeah, and I do think I do want to give Tones another shout out there. I think he also has a great chance to be successful in here. The people I've been bringing up tonight, I'm telling you, there'll be one day when you see all these channels that I mentioned tonight, and they all got 50,000 subscribers. You know,
that'd be beautiful, man. I love it. And Tones, I love Tones. I've been watching him from day one. Zebra, all you guys, man. I'm you know, not just part of the community. I support it. You know, always. In fact, that's what got me into it, was all of you. But anyway, it's like almost 2 here, and I'm gonna have to hit the hay pretty soon. But thank you so much for coming up here. Do you mind if I, maybe cut bits and pieces of this out, maybe to use for something in the future?
No. Go ahead. You could take anything. This is your channel, your video. You can do whatever the fuck you want with it.
No, yeah, that's cool. It's just, I don't want to just assume, but yeah,
I'm one of those people. I honestly don't care, man. Like, you can do whatever the fuck you want, bro. Like, I want you to be successful. So if you think that it'll help you be successful one day, then or not one day, but if you think something that we've done on your channel will help you be successful, by all means, fucking use it. You want to clip something out of one of my videos to use in one of your videos. It's same with you, Tone. Same with anybody. Auditor, anti-auditor, whoever's out there that's listening, delete laws, sovereign citizens, whatever. Use as much of my content as you want. I honestly don't care. Okay. I want people to hear my message. That's why I do YouTube. So if you can help me spread that message, by all means, use portions of my video. You have my permission. And I would thank you for that, and love all you guys.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it again that you came on here, and good night. I'll talk to you next time, brother.
All right, man. You take care. Thank you, chat. Y'all have a great night.
All right. Take it easy. All right, guys. So that's pretty much going to wrap it up. It's getting late. Got to get some Z's in tonight. And thank you everyone for hanging out with us. That was an amazing live stream. I did not expect Skeptic to show up like that. That was awesome. I appreciate all you guys, everything. And I will see you all next time. Yay, yay, yay.